I'm Sarah.
I'm Jeremy. We have been married for almost 10 years and we are parents of Zach.
When we were looking for a place to send Zach to childcare, he was still quite small. I think he was less than a year old. And a friend had told me that Blue House was opening close to where we live. So I decided to come and take a look. At the time I met Sarah, the head of school, so she brought me on a tour. And we sat right here on this veranda actually, and I had such a nice chat with her about the school, like what the ethos of Blue House was. So after when I told Jeremy about it, we just felt that it was the right place for us. So I really gelled with what we had in mind for the kind of environment that we wanted for Zach.
Yeah, I think it's mostly something that felt quite holistic. Obviously he's learning every day, but it's also about having fun.
Yeah.
And an environment where you can tell that the teachers care a lot about him. And I think that's been very evident in what we've seen so far. And not just the teachers, everyone from auntie to principal. I think everyone's very involved, very hands-on, and you can just see that every single day. Well, his vocabulary improves all the time, and I often remark to Sarah, like, wow, he must have learned that in school because we're not sitting at home every day teaching him new words and all that, and he just picks up stuff so quickly. So clearly it's the interactions in school or the more formal lessons.
Yeah, and I think actually because of that community feeling where it's not just him and his class, but the older students as well, I do think he has taken on some of that. Like, recently he's been very interested in babies or like younger kids. Like, I think he likes to see people who are younger, smaller than him, and he seems quite caring. I mean, as caring as a 2-year-old can be towards someone younger. And I think that's also really come from the school environment.
Yeah.
Actually, I really love the parents' evenings. Or like after every parents' evening, I'm so happy that Zach goes to Blue House because I think it's just such a nice thing that the school does for the parents. A good chance for us to meet other parents, and also so much effort goes into the preparation, like putting together all the pictures and the educators talking about what the students have done in that like half-year period. Just a very like warm and like inviting kind of atmosphere.
You definitely get the sense that the other parents have similar ethos and feel the same way, appreciate Blue House the way we do. You don't hear of other parents saying, I wish they would teach this to our kids more or that. That's kind of not what we're looking for. So yeah, it just feels like we found the right place. Yeah, I think Zach really enjoys hanging out with the older kids. You know, he's an only child, so he doesn't have any other siblings. But at home, when I read like nighttime stories to him, there's a particular book where the family has an older sister, and he started pointing at the older sister saying, Melody, Melody. So, you know, it's kind of, and at first I was like, what's he saying? Then I realized he was referring to one of the other girls at Blue House. So, and it's a girl that, you know, it's always very sweet and kind to him, always hugging him and all that. So yeah, it feels like he has family here. That's very nice.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, at the end of the day, he's happy when we pick him up that he wants to go home, but he's also very happy here. And I like to see him at the end of the day, usually on a sunny day where he's like all sweaty and there's like sand and sunblock. But it just looks like he's had a great time. You know, he's been running around with his friends, and it's just been, you know, a nice fun day at school for him. He's not
necessarily anxious to come home when we pick him up. That's a sign to me that he's just having a great time here.
Yeah, it's just nice to know that he's very well looked after and in such a warm and like loving environment for a good chunk of time every day. So we're very happy that he's at Blue House.